Hello everyone, welcome back to Matty Reacts, the channel where we take a look at things that we've never watched or listened to before. And today we're taking another look at Deadpool and Wolverine, the upcoming Deadpool 3 essentially, which is now somewhere around 1 week away from coming out as I record this. By the time this goes up, it might be slightly less than that, but it comes out a week from now basically. And this is the final trailer. So I don't really know what else to say other than I really enjoyed the first teaser, I really enjoyed the first trailer, and this is the final trailer before the film comes out, and I'm hoping to go and see it at a midnight showing next week, but we'll see who's available. I don't really like going to the cinema by myself, so we'll see what happens. But yes, let's take a look at what we've got.
I know I turn everything into a joke, but I care. Or I want to use that for something important.
Yes, some human emotion behind it. I still love that it's the Fox logo. Oh, and I love the logo,
In
the
my
red and the
world,
yellow.
You're well regarded. You were an X-Man.
So
Thought
it's
that
a
you were
different
the
world.
X-Man. The Wolverine. He's a hero in my world.
Yeah, well, he ain't shit in mine.
Interesting.
Scott used to beg me to wear this suit. So did Storm and Beast. But I couldn't have him thinking I wanted to be there. And it was too late.
Right, so is everyone
Nine
dead?
people, but my entire world is right here in this picture. And I have no idea how to save it alone, but you know how to save it.
Whoever you think I am,
Wow.
you got the wrong guy.
You were always the wrong guy. Till you weren't.
Are you
This
ready?
is so interesting.
Fuck yeah, I'm ready.
Lady Deadpool.
I'm the
Dog
Wolverine.
Deadpool.
Stop it.
And now he's being Spider-Man. Interesting. Oh, man, it just looks so good, doesn't it? I don't think the problem is, and I think this is going to be a short video because I don't think there's much I can add that I haven't already said in the previous two videos. I love the Deadpool series. I think it is a series of films that I think stopped Marvel becoming too stale and too samey, because they've taken this over and they are now. I think it's just interesting that Marvel are branching out from the stereotypical superhero stuff recently. So I've said in my Agatha All Along reaction, trailer reaction, that, you know, WandaVision I think was quite a big part of that willingness to step outside the box, and I think Loki also did the same thing, and I think it looks like Agatha All Along is, you know, doing the same thing. And Deadpool, although we've had two Deadpools, the first two weren't Marvel when they were released, they were Fox, but I do think that this looks like it continues in the same vein. It looks like they've very much just picked up exactly where they left off with the films in the Fox universe, but with the added, you know, benefit that they can draw on a lot more characters now that they couldn't before. So yes, Wolverine was also a Fox property in films. He's now also Marvel. But, you know, just a little reference to Spider-Man at the end there with Deadpool, you know, pew, pew, pew. You wouldn't have got, well, maybe you would have got that in the first two films. You know, Ryan Reynolds does like to push those boundaries, doesn't he? But I just think there's so much potential for Deadpool to be a major player in the Marvel universe, because there isn't really anybody else like Deadpool. And can you imagine, like, one of the big Marvel films, the big epic sort of, multi-character ensemble films, and then Deadpool rocks up and breaks the fourth wall? I mean, if he's ever going to be in one of those sort of films, he wouldn't be able to be R-rated or 18 plus rated or whatever, in whatever the sort of rating is in your country. But it'd be very interesting to see him show up in one of those films, even just as a really brief cameo. Someone opens a door and he's there, just a silly little, like, always in the shower scene or something. That's what I imagine Ryan Reynolds would be up for doing for one of those sort of things. But I just think it's looking like a really good film. I've been so interested in seeing how they integrate both of these characters into the universe. So we're obviously going to get real X-Men films or canonical X-Men timelines in the Marvel Cinematic Universe at some point. I don't think it's going to be Hugh Jackman that plays the Wolverine if the Wolverine is in this new universe. So I think having this version of Wolverine being from a different timeline than Deadpool is a really interesting way to frame it, and I think it was necessary because But then if they do have a Wolverine that isn't Hugh Jackman, who do you get to follow Hugh Jackman? That is basically, it is his character at this point, isn't it? He's just made it his. And I haven't even seen all of the films he's been Wolverine in. I haven't seen Logan. I haven't seen half of the X-Men films. I have seen the other half, but it's just so it's so interesting to see where they could go from here. I think I've said this to my friends, what I think will be really interesting is how they explain where these people were before. So why has Deadpool never showed up in any of the the end of the world sagas that have happened so far? Why did the X-Men not turn up? Why did the Fantastic Four not turn up? I think they couldn't have chosen a better time to buy these properties back up, to be honest, because you can just explain it with the multiverse at the moment, which is, the multiple timelines and the multiverse is a hot topic at the minute. I do, however, think that at some point they will dial that back down and we will have a single timeline again, because if you forever have 100 million timelines or whatever, you can just explain away anything and the films stop having any meaning behind them, any weight behind anything that happens. Because if you can just say, kill off Tony Stark, but then another Tony Stark comes back, why do we care about the death of Tony Stark anymore? You know what I mean? That was just an example. That might not happen. But there have been apparently talks with Robert Downey Jr., so we'll see what that brings. But yeah, I will be hoping to go and see this next week. And I hope anybody out there who is looking forward to this enjoys it when it comes out. So thank you for dropping by, and I'll see you again in another reaction video very soon.